And I bet there's some Huncke fans for some reason, I think, in this house. So I thought I'd bring a little Huncke into the room. He was a real character. I don't know exactly what happened next, but at some point I ended up next to Huncke, who was so tiny in the big wooden rickety Adirondack chair, he could almost turn in it sideways like a couch. He asked me why I was here and what I was doing in life, and I told him my whole vision of show production that grew out of the acid tests and then Bill Graham, and about the book I was writing based on my real adventures, and he was right into it. And the whole time, he has this jet black hair, and these dark, deep-set eyes, and this skull head. Even in the middle of the day, he looked like it was late at night. But with these beaming, watery, puppy dog eyes staring right into you with real genuine interest, I never got from him anything but a passionate curiosity and love of humanity and of human stories. And that must have been part of the common bond he had with Jack. An internal, innate desire to hear and empathize with others' stories and others' lives. And then, at some point, Huncke excused himself, most formally, almost like a parody. But it was absolutely earnest and heartfelt and him. Well, gentlemen, I must apologize, but I have some matters I must attend to. If you will excuse me, I will see you back here or somewhere else, I'm sure. Followed by his short but jovial smoker's hack of a laugh. He had such a funny way of talking and such a gentle, regal, royal manner. It was the same as rich, refined people I'd spent time with. Polite in the extreme. And yet it was this guy, who's always been broke and a hustler in more ways than one. In fact, he ended up hustling up participants for Alfred Kinsey and his earth-breaking reports on sexual behavior in the 40s and 50s. The guy had a rap sheet as long as the pedigree lineage of royals he behaved exactly like. And yet, they all could have blended graciously and famously, I'm sure. All hail Herbert Huncke. And so, my biggest fan. My smallest fan. Okay, so the last day of the thing, a bunch of stuff happened, and God bless them, Kesey and Babs came up with this idea of having an awards picnic in the park, where they made up all these faux, ridiculous awards, like best dressed and worst dressed. And Peter Orlovsky won both. So the next and final day was the Sunday Farewell Awards Picnic. I got to Chautauqua Park, let off from hitchhiking, or I don't know how I got there, and I spot the kegs of beer and people milling about. So I head over and cop a cup and start looking around for familiar faces. Except I'm way early and nobody's here yet. But I've got a full Frosty, and it's a beautiful sunny summer day in a tree-filled park in the Rocky Mountains. And eventually this guy comes over and starts talking to me, and then he says, so do you know anybody here? Well, nope. Well, who are you and why are you taking our beer? Oops, wrong party. Okay, so I'm going to close with this, because I don't need to keep going on too long.
No.
We came all this way.
A little longer.
All right, I'll do more if you want more. But some of you guys, some people here will all know Al Aronowitz.
Yeah.
Great character. Man, what a character.